Independent retail business can mean so many things these days. A brick and mortar store, an e-commerce business, a maker's online shop, a booth at an antique mall, and more. No matter which category you're in, Kathy Cruz, a fellow retail business owner and retail educator, will teach you how to market and manage your business efficiently so you can spend time doing other things you love. Welcome to the Savvy Shopkeeper Podcast.
Welcome to episode 7 of the Savvy Shopkeeper Retail Podcast. 5 fun ways for retailers to get more engagement on social media. I'm your host, Kathy Cruz. If you didn't catch episode 6, I'm starting each episode featuring a shopkeeper who left a podcast review. It's a good way for me to share the small biz love. And today's shopkeeper feature is Melissa Marini Jackson of Gold Arrow Studios. I've known Melissa for years. When she first found the Etsy shop I opened with my sister many years ago, and she started shopping with us. She has been a loyal customer of the Salvage Boutique ever since. Some other things I've learned about Melissa since she became a customer of ours is she's a big shop small supporter. She's a talented jewelry maker, an amazing mom of 4, and she has a great sense of humor. In her review, you'll see it in the review. Melissa said, I absolutely love this podcast. I listen to a lot of retail podcasts and end up drifting off. Kathy kept my attention the entire time. She is loaded with great information and really gets the listener engaged. Thank you for the review, Melissa, and I'm so glad I didn't make you sleepy. You'll find Melissa's beautiful boho-inspired jewelry at goldarrowstudios.com, and of course, I'll link her website in the show notes. Okay, so let's get started on episode 7. What the heck does everyone mean when they talk about engagement on social media, and why is it so important? Well, engagement comes in many forms, and I mentioned some of these in episode 3, which was titled An Instagram Blueprint for Shopkeepers. So far, it's the most downloaded episode. But engagement is when someone likes or hits a reaction button on your post or when someone comments on your post. Why is it important? I guess to put it simply, the more engagement you get on a post, the more Instagram or Facebook will show that post to your audience. So I'm just going to say that another time. The more engagement you get on a post, the more Instagram or Facebook will show that post to your audience. That's why it's important. And why is it important I do an entire episode on this? Because this is one of the things that people ask me about the most when it comes to social media. Shopkeepers are struggling with getting engagement, so I thought I'd help out today with some fun ideas. But before I share my tips, I actually don't have any disclaimers today, but I do have 2 things that I want you to do first. First, I want to recommend that you actually find out what your engagement rate is and write it down today. So for Instagram, it's easy. There are online engagement calculators. So 2 that I know of, one is called Flanks and one is called Triber. And I will link both of these in the show notes too. But if you want to Google them, Flanks is Phlanx and Triber is Triberr. And then you would just add engagement calculator when you're Googling. And it's really easy to do. All you do is enter in your username and the calculator, it might take a minute, but it will tell you your engagement rate. So you're probably wondering, what are some good numbers? Like, what are good percentages for engagement rates? And an average engagement rate, I think, is 3 to 5%. Anything less means you have some work to do, and anything more than 5% is great. Even some high-profile influencers and famous people have lower rates, like Kim Kardashian, and I can't believe I'm mentioning her in this episode. But her rate is 1.57%. While her sister, Kylie Jenner, has a higher engagement rate at 4.38%, and Beyonce has 2.61%. Beyonce surprises me. I thought she'd have more. But I just thought I'd add those in for fun. Now, if you want to calculate your engagement rate for Facebook, it's not so easy. The only way I know how to do this is manually. If you're listening to this episode and you know of a free online calculator for this, please let me know. Send me a DM on Instagram. But right now, I'm not aware of any calculators for engagement rates on Facebook. But the best article I found that teaches you how to calculate your social media engagement rate is an article by Hootsuite. And Hootsuite, that's Hootsuite, Suite. That's the social media scheduler. And I will link the article, but in it, it kind of it shows you exactly how to calculate your engagement rate manually. Okay, so enough about engagement rates. Just write them down so you can track them and then work on improving them. The second thing I want to point out before we get started, and this is probably the most important, is I want you to really think about your customers, what they love, what they laugh at, what they swoon over, even what makes them cry. If you don't know your ideal customer well, you will probably struggle with engagement. So if you need to pause this episode, or if you need to write yourself a note and you want to take some time to really think about your customer and all the emotions that might strike up in them depending on situations or pictures that they see or products that they buy in your store, take the time to do that and get really in tune with your audience. That is going to help you with engagement. So, all right, let's get down to the good stuff. Some of these suggestions that I offer here will be for Instagram. Some might be just for Facebook or both. And I say some like there are a ton. I only have 5 for you today. But I just want you to know that maybe one suggestion I have or one tip doesn't apply to both platforms. Okay, so the number one strategy is double tap if you agree. This is a classic one for Instagram. If you're new to Instagram, if someone double taps a post, that equals a like on your post. You might not know that if you're new to Instagram. So the tip here is to make a statement about what you're posting that you know will resonate with your audience and they can't resist double tapping. You know I like examples, so here's an example. Post a pic of an adorable baby at your store or in your booth, or better yet, wearing or holding your merchandise. Then make a statement like, our custom onesie is even better or even cuter on baby Kayla. Double tap if you agree. Well, if you know your customers well, they'll most likely agree and they won't be able to help themselves and they'll double tap. A baby pic, I should add, a baby photo is almost a guaranteed double tap for any kind of business on social media, babies and dogs, right? Okay, so number 2 is skip the standard poll. Ask open-ended questions, or better yet, use images for your polls. I love the poll option on Facebook, but if you really want to bump up your engagement rate, then you want to prompt people to comment instead of just click a little button that answers your question. Comments are going to be way better for engagement. So if you're drawing a blank on this one, let me give you some ideas. You can take 2 photos and ask your audience to choose one. So if you're in the home decor business, you can share 2 products that are in your store that are similar. Maybe they're different colors, and then ask your audience which one they like better. Trust me, people love to give their opinions. The response rate on posts like this might surprise you. Another great trick for this is to create a photo collage in an app. So you might take 4 products that are in your store and you're going to ask your customers' opinion on it, or maybe which one they like best. But you'll take those photos and you'll add it to a photo collage app. The one I use is called PicStitch. Again, I'll link that in the show notes. But you'll take those 4 photos and then you'll number them, and they'll be in one picture, so it's really easy to see. And then you ask which one your customer likes and ask them to comment, what number, 1, 2, 3, or 4. If you want to up the engagement some more, ask them to tell you why they chose that number. So another example, this is something that recently happened to me, is I was in an old building and came across this bathroom that had this crazy vintage pattern floral paper. So of course I had to take a photo. Really, I took the photo to share with my sister, but then I realized it would make a fantastic social media post. So I want you to picture bold pinks and lots of silver metallic and really huge flowers on this patterned wallpaper. It was bold. Anyhow, I added the words yes or no on the image. And then in the post, in the caption, I asked our customers if the wallpaper was a keeper. People went nuts over this. Our engagement rate skyrocketed on that post. We know our customers have varying opinions on vintage decor, so this was a good one to get people to engage with. And again, that's a really good example of knowing your customer well. For over 65 years, Doris has been a premier distributor of arts and crafts. Since its beginning, Doris has prided itself on being focused on the independent retailer. Let them be both your DIY source and your resource. Their website features trend reports, small business tools, in-store project ideas, and so much more. To best serve small businesses, Doris offers a low minimum order of just $75, and all orders ship at no additional cost. This is why I'm proud to partner with them and I buy from them. I'm excited to tell you Doris has an exclusive offer just for Savvy Shopkeeper listeners. Use promo code SAVVY25 at checkout for 25% off your order. Offer valid through 12/31/19. So visit Doris.com today, that's DARICE.com, to see their amazing product assortment at pricing you won't believe. All right, on to number 3. Number 3 is to ask your customers to reply with a GIF or emoji. Now, if you say GIF, I'm sorry. I like to say GIF because when I say GIF, it makes me think of peanut butter. And if Karen's, my sister, is listening to this, she'll start laughing. Okay, so reply with a GIF or emoji. Not only is this a popular way to get people to engage, but the responses are usually hilarious. And if your target market is known to use Bitmojis, these could be fun too. If you don't know what a Bitmoji is, it's pretty much an emoji that you create to look just like you. So a good example of this is if you just hosted a big event at your store, or let's say you hosted a raffle at a market event that you were a vendor at, and you're getting ready to draw the winner of a prize. You can say something like, "We're drawing the winner of our $200 anniversary gift basket tonight. Share a GIF or emoji that shows how you would feel if you win." And I'm telling you, if this gift basket or whatever it is that you're giving away, if it's drawing a lot of excitement, then this is a good way to get people to engage because they'll definitely express how excited they'll be if they were to win that gift basket. All right, number 4 is share, and I have air quotes, tag a friend content. And what do I mean by this? So people love to tag their friends in comments of posts that they think their friends will enjoy. I'm sure you see it all the time as shopkeepers, whether you post a product or an upcoming event. You know, Sally might tag her cousin Susie because she thinks she would be interested, or they're trying to do a girls' night. I mean, it happens all the time. So you can take advantage of this quick and easy exposure by posting content that will cause this reaction. And the reaction is to tag a friend. So if you're preparing to host, this is my example, if you're preparing to host or teach a creative workshop and you know it's trendy and you know for sure this workshop's going to sell out. So when you announce the workshop, say something like, tag the bestie who would love to hang out with you and make this on November 9th. And then obviously you're hoping that people will go ahead and tag their friends. Every time they tag a friend, that increases engagement, that increases the exposure on that event. That's a really good one for Facebook. So the last suggestion, and probably the one people dread the most, is going live on Facebook and Instagram. Using video on social media will immediately give you more exposure. So use this tactic to your advantage. A good example for us is I tend to give a walking tour of our store and new products. I think I do it probably every 2 weeks. I've also seen lots of shopkeepers do regular segments where they feature some of their favorite items in their shops, or they do like a weekly Tuesday video where they just talk about things that are going on, upcoming events, and some new things that they've been getting in the store. Whatever it may be, customers always ask questions when shopkeepers go live. I see it all the time. They're curious about what you have in the store. They might be curious about what's new, quantities, prices. They always ask questions. Or if maybe you don't have a store, but you're doing a tutorial to teach something to your followers, that's another really good way to get people to ask questions. So talk to your audience, ask questions, give a tutorial. Whatever it is that you can do on a live video, I recommend it. And for a bonus tip today, I want you to go back and look at your analytics. Do your own research and find out which posts have generated the most response and engagement, and do more of this. If you don't know how to look at your analytics, if you've never done that, send me a message. I'm curious to see how many people might need help with this. But you can look at your analytics on Facebook. You can definitely look at your analytics in Instagram. And when you look at your analytics, it'll even tell you which of your posts performed the best, what got the most engagement. So once you identify a pattern of what works really well with your audience, you want to keep doing more of that. So to recap, the 5 tips I gave you, or the 5, strategies. Number 1, double tap if you agree. Number 2, get creative with polls. Number 3, reply with a GIF or emoji. Number 4, share, tag a friend content. And number 5, go live and do videos. Before I end this episode, I want to say thank you to those of you who have sent me a message or tagged me in the Savvy Shopkeepers Facebook group with suggestions on future episode topics. I really, really appreciate it. I mean, in the end, I record these episodes for all of you. So if you have a question you've been wanting answered or you need help with a particular topic, please let me know. And the best way to do this is to send me a DM on Instagram. And my username on Instagram is @SavvyShopkeeper. Or you can use the contact form on my website, and that's at SavvyShopkeeper.com. So if you want to see the show notes for this episode or find links to anything I mentioned, and I mentioned a lot in this episode, and this episode's a little shorter than the others, you'll always find the show notes on my blog. For this particular episode, you'll find the notes at SavvyShopkeeper.com/episode 7. That's SavvyShopkeeper.com/episode 7. If you like what you're hearing, please leave a rating or a review. I would love to feature you on an upcoming episode. And I really appreciate the reviews, probably more than you know. Until the next episode, be savvy and boss up.
We interrupt this program to bring you an important Wayfair message. Wayfair's got style tips for every home. This is Styles McKenzie helping you make those rooms sing. Today's style tip: when it comes to making a statement, treat bold patterns like neutrals. Go wild, like an untamed animal print area rug under a rustic farmhouse table from Wayfair.com. Arr, fierce. This has been your Wayfair style tip to keep those interiors superior.
Wayfair, every style, every home.